Hello everyone. Okay, so my name's Smokey. I am an opal and gem cutter. I specialize in opal cutting and I specialize as a triplet cutter. In this video, I wanted to show you guys how I make a triplet opal from scratch. So what we do is we start with a all natural stone. In this one, I'm using a pink opal. I'm going to go through and ground it on 100 grit, get it right about down to the color band. The opals that I use are flat banded, so they're actually pretty easy to get flat once you know how. I'll then usually take them over to my 600 grit wheels. I like you to use wheels. Some people like to use flat laps. I typically use wheels. So the 600 grit is just going to get us right down in there. We want to be at the center of the color band, right about there. That's where it's going to show the brightest color. After that, to make it a triplet, it is going to get glued down on a backing of basalt. And it's going to get glued face down. That face that we just ground down to the color band, we're going to clean it off. We're going to acetone it. We're going to glue it face down on that basalt. And then we're going to go back through, cut around the basalt, and then grind it back down to that color band. So ideally, this the opal that was once a quarter thick or more is going to be around the width of a paper, maybe even a little thinner than that. This makes the opal really strong. By adding the backing of basalt, it makes it way harder for you to scratch it. Plus, we're going to cap it with quartz after. So after that, you're going to go back to your 100 grit, grind it right back down to the color. We're going to repeat that process, go to around right above that color band. Then we'll move right back over to the 600 grit, and we'll go from there. Same thing. We're trying to get it as thin as possible. We want it to be still wearable. You know, we still want you to be able to wear the stone, but we also want you to be able to, what's the word? We want it to stand up really strong. Triplets were created in around the 1950s, from my understanding. It was a way for them to imitate black opal. If you use basalt and quartz as your backing and your backing in your front, then it actually just makes it really strong. It makes it an opal that is almost impossible for regular everyday people to wear. It makes it really easy to wear for everybody, actually, because it tends to stand up a lot. Way easier to polish and repolish quartz, or to even replace quartz, than it is an opal, since opals are 100% unique. So as you can see there, I'm getting it right down really thin to that color band. With it takes a little bit of bravery. A lot of people will stop just a hair shy and your opal will be dim. You really want that blue to pop out, so you're gonna really try and get it as thin as possible. And then I'll move on to my flat lap. I'll move on there because I want to make it super flat, because we're going to glue it onto quartz afterwards. We're going to glue it onto the quartz, and that's what we're going to shape into our cabochon. It doesn't need much on the 600, because you use a 600 flat lap. It doesn't need much. And then there you go. That's what we call a triplet start. It hits the opal, the backing of basalt, and then we kind of go from there. As you can see, I've already picked out my quartz. What you'll do is go through, you're going to really clean that quartz, really clean it really good, because we don't want any dust or hair or rock dust, rock chips, anything like that, because once they're glued together, they ain't coming apart. Trust me, from experience, they don't want to come apart afterwards. So you got to clean them really good. I always use a really high quality acetone. It really works well for me. Other people use other things, but I typically like the acetone. And then you're going to clean the start too. Remember, we were just grinding on it, so we want to clean it really good. Make sure it's super clean, super sterile. Again, no hairs, no nothing like that, because we want it to be perfect. Then I use epoxy 330. It is a quick 2-part glue. I'll mix it all together. Then we glue the start on face down onto the quartz. And the quartz, surprisingly, isn't done up to a super high grit. It's going to be done to around 100 or 600. I typically like 600, but you don't want to go past that because you still want there to be some grooves in the quartz for that glue to attach onto. So then we'll glue it all down, and then typically it takes like a day for your glue to fully set up, 100% cure. So this is already like 3 days into my process, and then you want to make sure that there's no air bubbles. So you're going to heat the glue, you're going to heat the stones as well, and then you're going to make sure once it's on there, it doesn't move. We don't want it to move. Sometimes you'll wiggle it like I just did to get the air bubbles out, and then that's about it. Then you'll like hold it up to the heat lamp like I'm doing and make sure it's all good. Then we move on to the shaping process. Now I forgot to cut it out and do the other grinding. I forgot to film that. But in the next video, I'll show you guys how to grind it. This is my final grinding. You'll start on 100 grit again, shape it out to the shape you want, fine tune it, and then we'll do 600, and then we use what's called Nova wheels. Nova wheels are something that Diamond Pacific makes. Really high end, really good. They're a squishier wheel, so I can press into them to get all the grooves and ridges out. But yeah, so this is typically what I do every day. This is pretty much my livelihood, as you can see. That's what it looks like. All of them that I make are 100% handmade by me. I do all the gluing, all the stuff like that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to get more knowledge out there for the industry for gem cutting. I have a couple other videos I'll probably dub over because still a furry. But yeah, this is me.